So there's nothing like morally good or morally bad about food. Do I think that like the people who like push specific foods or specific food groups out into the public might have some moral, things that they need to take care of? Like Frito-Lay and like all their chips and stuff like that. Like why are Takis blue?
Why are Takis blue?
Good morrow, everybody. My name is Robin, also known as SunnySideUpGal, and we have a very special guest, as per usual, per once a month, Angelyca Unfiltered.
Hello, SunnySideUp Pals.
Hello, 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 hello. So today we are going to be following up on a particular creator from Instagram. I posted last week, one of these days recently, a video, and I think the title was along the lines of like, is losing weight the same as conversion therapy? And it was from Reddit's Fat Logic, and so like they had scratched the name out, but as soon as I posted it on Instagram, I finally got the post on my algorithm and Instagram. No, as soon as I posted on YouTube, I got her actual post from the algorithm on Instagram, and it was from Dr. Rachel Milner, and I was a little bit appalled that this rhetoric was coming from an actual doctor. So we're going to look at her page and talk a little trash.
Before we get into it, so she is a doctor, but she has her PhD in psychology, which obviously is a great accomplishment because that takes so many years of dedication. But she has her PhD in psychology. She's not like a medical professional. She's not like a medical doctor. So
Right.
She is a counselor, and I think she does do like mental health counseling and like takes patients. But I just want to clarify that because there are different types of doctors out there. Not everyone that is has a doctor in front of their name on Instagram is a medical professional.
Right. She's a mental health professional. She's not like somebody's primary care doctor or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's look at her page. Okay, so this is Dr. Milner's page. So she's got 20,000 followers on Instagram.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think it's boosted. I'll have to double check from the last time I covered her. At all, it feels like a death cult, and anytime that you push back or question, hey, maybe this isn't healthy, you're done. You're dead to them, per these people. All right, annoying. Okay, Dr. Rachel Milner, therapist, fat activist, speaker, body trust, R. I don't know what the R means. What's the R? R? R with a circle. Radio Shack. Provider. Radio Shack provider. Trying to... First of all, she bothers me. I don't think that she acts very professional. Like, if somebody was like, this is a doctor, and showed me her stuff, I know that she's a mental health professional, but if somebody was like, she works with people who are mentally ill, I'd be like a little concerned, just because in my personal opinion, I feel like she's a little unwell as well.
Yeah, that's a hypothesis I often talk about on my channel, is that most people who work in psychology or mental health or sociology, or if they're social workers, they're usually in those fields because they have issues themselves or they were affected by people that have those issues. So,
yeah.
And unfortunately, I think that's a good thing, because if you have personal experience, I think it's good to use your wisdom and help people. But unfortunately, a lot of people in these fields, they haven't fully healed. They aren't fully recovered, and then now you have people like Dr. Milner or Health at Every Size dietitians that still
I think they spread harmful information.
Yeah, I was going to say they don't eat as much as they should, or think that they have atypical Anna when they're fucking 500 pounds.
All right, so I have saved a couple of her most recent stuff, so I'm gonna bounce over to our saved file. Yeah, I think, and I agree with you. I feel like a lot. I think it's a good thing for people. Good thing. It's not ever a good thing for people to experience harm or anything like that. But I think it's a good thing that that people who have experienced trauma in the past, they want to do they want to help others. Like, I think that's cool.
Hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, clearly she wants to help other people. She thinks she's doing the right thing. Good on her. But I feel like a lot of her stuff is lately is just focused on like fat acceptance and like recruiting people into the fat liberation movement, and I disagree and I dislike because I think it's harmful. Like, I think obesity is dangerous, so why would you want more people to just be okay with being obese? Like, it's weird. All right, so this is a post on so it's not a reel or anything, so we're just going to read along. I'm not going to read her caption because she does, it's just an image description, and then she's reading every single page that she posted on here, which, okay, cool. So she has a post on here. It says, let's talk about food noise. If you have likely heard the term food noise connected to conversations about GLP-1s for weight loss, that's because the weight loss industry popularized the term and described what they refer to as evidence of a pathological relationship with food. They then sell their product as a way to stop food noise. Opinions on food noise?
Well, pathological would mean like something bad, like symptoms. So it's like they're saying food noise is like a symptom of an ED, or wait, pathological relationship with food. So like an unhealthy relationship with food. And I don't feel like food noise is an unhealthy relationship with food. I mean, I've struggled with food noise, and you don't really, I've never had a word for food noise until like, I
Yeah,
just
it's
thought
like,
I was like fucking crazy and thought
yeah,
about
yeah,
food
yeah.
the whole
I thought I
time,
was like
all the time.
just a fatty.
Yeah, exactly. So it's nice to have like the actual term food noise. It's definitely gotten more popular with the use of GLP-1s, but I think it is real. And I know like GLP-1s have helped people with their food noise. And I mean, it's still something I struggle with too.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's about, but I wouldn't say it's because I have a bad relationship with food, because I don't. I eat pretty balanced and healthy most days. It's just almost like it almost like if you have ADHD, you probably know this, but it's like your thoughts are always like going one after another and another after another, and your brain never stops thinking. And that almost sometimes is what food noise feels like too. It's like, oh, what's in the cabinet? Oh, I want to have a sweet treat. What's for dinner? What am I gonna have tomorrow for breakfast? It's just like it's annoying, and it takes up a lot of mental energy.
Yeah, agree 100%. They also mention like, or the way that they're wording this post, they're mention they act like the weight loss industry like just invented food noise, or like they invented the term food noise, and I don't think that that's the thing. That like food noise has always been there. Maybe the term has been popularized, but it is like the weight loss industry didn't just plant this thing in our head. Like people have struggled with food noise like before you and I were born, basically. You know, it's
For
like
sure.
it's always been there. It's just maybe hasn't had like a trademarked word or term for it.
Hmm.
But what is food noise? Many of us think that food noise is just hunger being pathologized by the weight loss industry. It gets described as thinking about food, obsessing about food, feeling a constant pull to eat. That's exactly what it feels like. All things that happen when we are hungry. So food noise might mean hungry. I feel like
Okay, so she's saying food. So pathologize means it's like they're making something that's like not, there's nothing wrong with it, but they're saying it is.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I mean, I guess there is something wrong with it. It is annoying to think about food all the time, and it can be extremely distressing, especially if you're someone that's trying to lose weight or like, just build a healthy life.
Yeah. To me it feels like she's making this like the statement that like she's saying that all food noise is hunger, but not all, but that's not the case. Like not it's not a great thing to constantly be thinking about food. And if you're constantly thinking about food, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're actually hungry. That's the thing with food
For
noise. It's not actual real hunger.
Exactly. Like real hunger to me is like me and my husband trying to figure out what we're gonna have for dinner, and I'd be like, well, I could really eat like a hamburger right now. Like I'm in the mood for a hamburger. Like that's genuine hunger. Or like when your stomach growls, that's hunger. But food
Right.
noise is just like annoying repetitive thoughts that like consumes your day.
Yeah, almost yeah, like obsessive kind of. Like for me, like when I would get food noise or when I would have issues with food noise, and I still do, like depending on what I have in my pantry, but like this is why I don't really buy like packaged snacks anymore. I just, if I want to have something, I'll go and grab it myself. Like if I want to have, like, for example, donuts, even though I don't do donuts, but if I want a donut, I'm going to go get a donut. I'm not going to get like a dozen donuts and be like, I'll just have a donut every day for 12 days, because that's not the case for me. If I have a dozen donuts in my house, my initial thought is like, I need to finish them by the end of the day. But that's not the goal, but that's just like my brain is like, go get another one, go get another one. They're here, they're here, they're here. So
Yeah,
that's,
it's almost like intrusive thoughts
yeah,
around
that's the
food,
perfect
almost.
word for it. Yes, that is the perfect word for it. It's like intrusive thoughts about surrounding food, and that's not real hunger. Real hunger is like you can time it. Like real hunger is like I haven't eaten in 10 hours and my stomach's
Hmm.
basically eating itself. Like physical, like an actual physical feeling of hunger, not a mental one.
Hmm.
All right, but food noise could also be evidence of deprivation slash restrictions. It could be depriving yourself of certain foods or enough food, being deprived due to a lack of access to food, eating enough slash eating all foods while believing that you shouldn't be or planning not to in the future, i.e., I'll start my diet on Monday or I shouldn't be eating these XYZ foods while eating the XYZ foods.
I'm gonna look up the definition of food noise.
Yeah, do that for me.
Food noise refers to persistent, intrusive, and often obsessive thoughts about food and eating, creating a constant mental chatter that makes it hard to focus, feel satisfied, or manage healthy eating habits. Often triggered by stress, fatigue, and ultra-processed food. It can cause individuals to think about their next meal immediately after eating. Constant planning, persistent cravings, disrupted focus,
Yeah,
emotional eating.
when my food noise is super duper loud, it kind of makes it so that I don't even think about like if I'm at work. So I'll bring up a situation. So around like the holidays, my coworker will give everybody like a tin of cookies and a tin of treats for like Christmas time. And I remember one year she gave to me and I was like, I'm going to save these for Michael because I have prediabetes. At the time I had prediabetes and I was like, I can't really have the sweets, but it was a nice gesture. And I even like let myself have one or two, right? But the entire time that I was at work, I couldn't even focus on like the next thing. Well, first of all, my blood sugar was like spiking like crazy. But then second of all, like all I wanted to do was just like finish that tin. Like I just wanted to keep popping
Hmm.
them in because food, I don't know, that's just the power that food had over me. And it was almost like every single cookie. This sounds exaggerated, but it is like every single cookie in that tin was like calling my name basically. It's not
For
that's just me
sure.
putting like a cartoon for so it's digestible, but it's like it really does feel like the food is calling to you. And that's not real hunger, you know? But
Like a couple weeks ago, I know I shouldn't have, and I still did it anyway, but I got my freaking blueberry lemon loaf from Costco, and it's like sitting on the couch, I'd be thinking about it. I walk past in the kitchen, I'm thinking about it. I'm working in my office, I'm thinking about it. And then it's like, oh, well, I just had lunch, so I'll have a slice. Oh, well, I just finished dinner, so I'm gonna have a slice. Oh, well, me and Pablo were up playing video games tonight, so I'm gonna have a slice. And it's like, okay, well, then I ate it all in like by the weekend, and
yeah.
and it's embarrassing that it's like you can't even stop thinking about food, or it's like it has so much power over you. And I mean, I think I've done a lot of healing with
Mhm.
like my relationship with food, but it's like some things like that like I still struggle with, and you don't have to keep foods in your house that you have to like have a mental battle with. It's
Yeah.
there's I mean, I guess there is technically something wrong with me because I had to like fucking I couldn't even fight myself when like having freaking like a baked good in my house, but it's like you're not broken if you struggle with food noise. It's unfortunately very common. And
Yeah.
if there's certain foods that trigger you or you can't control yourself around, like you don't need to quote unquote test yourself and have those around at
Mhm.
your house.
Yeah, it's not toxic for you to not have those foods in your house if they don't make you feel good physically. You know what I mean? Like take away like the shame or anything like that. Like if the food doesn't make you feel good physically, like it's okay to not have them in the house, you know?
For sure. I would argue it's probably more toxic to have them around than you like can't
Yeah.
stop fucking eating it.
Yeah, right? I kind of want to try this blueberry. I'm not a big fan of like lemon and pastries though. Like citrus and pastries is just like a no-go for me. But I do like key lime pie, but that's a newly found thing, but I've never been a fan of like lemon or anything like that.
I thought you like orange in your cinnamon rolls.
That's true. Okay, so orange cinnamon rolls and key lime pie are like it.
Oh, I love lemon. I'd eat a
Really?
fucking dog turd if it was like had lemon frosting on it, probably.
That's so funny. It's probably because you're so sour.
Yeah, probably. First sour, then sweet, like a Sour Patch Kid.
Yep. Food
Yep.
noise.
You're like, no.
More salty. No, you're like one of the sweetest people I've ever met. I'm gonna cut that though. We can't have people knowing that you're sweet.
Okay.
Okay. But food noise could also be a result of dieting or a beating recorder. Even if you haven't dieted in years, there can be long-term effects of dieting that can mean thinking or obsessing about food even long after you stopped. The same thing with a BD. Even after you haven't struggled in years, you may still or think you may still think slash obsess about food as a result of all the years of struggling. And if you are currently dieting or dealing with the beating recorder, your thoughts of obsession and food are probably turned way up. I can agree with that. I mean, I feel like just with what I've struggled from in the past, I still struggle with having certain things in my house, but I think a lot of the times with people talking about beating recorders, all they think about is like the reductive stuff, and they don't think about like
Hmm.
the overindulgence. So I have to keep some of this stuff out. I'm not trying to be toxic. I'm not trying to be like Panda Shrek sick or anything like that. I am trying to like prevent myself from going down that path of like stuffing my face, like no face, basically, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely like people in fat acceptance or health at every size, I feel like they hyper focus on they always focus on the reductive part and they never focus on like the binge part. And it's like, well, like, I mean, neither is like great, but
Right.
if you have more problems with binge, then you're going to gain a bunch of weight and then have a bunch of medical problems because of that.
Yeah, I feel like, and the other thing too is they completely skip over and skim over the fact that like the reductive stuff, pandysrexia is not as common. I think this is the case. Like it's not as common as bingo,
Yeah,
binge.
if you combined the people that have Anna and Mia together, that's still a smaller population than people that struggle with BING. Like more people struggle with BING than any other.
Yeah. Yep. All right, but food noise can also be cravings. It's not, I'm sorry, it is normal to crave food. When we crave food for all kinds of reasons, we're in the mood for it. It reminds us of a certain mood or season. We remember something associated with that food. Our body needs something that is in that food. It tastes good, etc. When we are craving something, we think about it a lot. When we are craving something and don't have access for it for whatever reason, we think about it even more. I agree that cravings are pretty normal, but if you have a schmish-mortared relationship with food, it's sometimes necessary to like hold off on your cravings for a little bit, like sit with the craving for a while instead of just immediate. Like I feel like this person's alluding to the fact that you should just give into every single craving anytime that you get it, but I think it's okay to sit with your
Yeah,
cravings for a little bit.
yeah, or it's like, I mean, they're correct when it says like our body needs something that's in that food. Like a lot of people will crave chocolate, and it's like they are craving chocolate because they actually need magnesium.
Hmm.
Or, sometimes people like when my mom was pregnant with me, like she craved burgers all the time, and because she was pretty like low in iron. So it's like, yeah, things like that. That makes sense. That's
Yeah.
logical. That's scientific. But then it's like, what do you need in a fucking fish fillet? What is your body craving from a McDonald's French fry? Like,
um
because if you do desperately need that, then maybe you could like, oh, if you need salt, then go have some electrolytes. Like, get
yeah,
down to like the root cause of the issue, and not just
right.
like, okay, well, I'm craving chocolate and I need magnesium, so I'm gonna have chocolate. Why not buy a magnesium supplement so you don't eat a whole
Yeah, why
chocolate
not
bar every
why
single
not
night?
take a multivitamin or like eat eggs or
Hmm.
something? Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I think a lot of the stuff too, and I know I'm not like a medical professional or anything like that, but like a lot of people in the United States, especially if you're overweight, you have some sort of insulin resistance, and then that makes you crave carbohydrates. It makes you crave cravings, crave sugar. So a lot of the
Hmm.
times if you're craving McDonald's French fries, it's because your insulin is high or something. You're crashing. You need more carbohydrates because your body is like not, there's, I don't know, there's a mechanism. I'll put it in post, but the reason why like insulin, having excess insulin in your body that's not doing anything, it causes a craving for carbohydrates and sugar. So that's why a lot of people eat, a bunch of like simple sugars and simple carbohydrates, and they're in bingo. So
Hmm.
all right, but food noise could also be an emotional need. Yup. Oh, an emotional need. Okay. It's also normal to think about food when we have emotional needs. We might need comfort, distraction, pleasure, connection, etc. If you believe in using food in response to emotional needs is bad, you are likely thinking about food a whole lot. Sometimes the emotional need is that we are tired and need to stay awake for energy to get through the day. Tired is not an emotion. Do you agree?
I don't know, like when they, no, I guess it's like a state of
It's like a
feeling.
physical thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of people might get food noise because they're tired because of like the insulin spike and drop.
Yeah,
And
like you're needing the energy.
yeah, and it's like most people when they're t and let's be honest with ourselves, like most people when they're tired, they eat like shit. So they're not
Yeah.
gonna go make themselves like a well-balanced meal.
Yeah. It's also normal to think about food when we have emotional needs. We might need comfort, distraction, pleasure. So I was definitely an emotional eater. And I'm not going to lie. I feel like food tastes so much better when you're like having a shitty day and you're like, let me eat whatever the fuck this is. I could
Hmm.
be having a crappy day and go to like the dollar store and get like the nastiest pizza and be like, this is hitting. The
Slapping.
slapping, yeah. I miss eating emotionally? Yeah, I do actually because it's almost like a I don't want to say it's like a drug kind of like cigarettes. I can't smoke cigarettes. I got rid of eating as much like refined sugars. I have to eat a specific way for my health, and sometimes that gets me down. And sometimes I wish that I could just eat like an entire bag of Haribo and feel like that would make things better. But like it doesn't. Nothing's gonna fix your emotions except for just maybe sitting with your emotions in time. Food isn't going to
Hmm.
like jump into your brain and be like patting your brain like it's okay. You know, you had a bad day at work. Here I am. I'm your bag of Haribo gummies here to make things better for you. Like
It's just overeating or emotional eating is a unhealthy coping mechanism. So now since
yes,
you can't emotionally eat, you talk to your husband or
right,
text me or like
yeah,
you have to find out another way to
another outlet.
relieve those stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. 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 I have heard from many people that the term food noise resonates with them. They've shared that they think about food or obsess about food all of the time in a way that they feel most other people don't agree. They've told me that the term food noise is the first time they've heard the term that describes their experience with food so accurately. And I have the same response each time that I am so glad that they are finding language that describes their lived experience and that they are feeling seen and understood in a way that they haven't before. And depending on the context, I might get curious about the way that the term is being used in a lot of settings in a pathologizing way and ask about the impact that has on them and wonder if they're using the term in a way that is judgmental or pathologizing of their own relationship with food. Huh. I feel like a lot of times with fat activists, they'll be like, this is reminding me a lot of it. They'll be like, if you want to lose weight, that's totally fine. You have body autonomy. But then there's like a little bit like, but maybe, that's a little bit negative or bad. Like there's
Hmm.
always like an underhanded thing. Like, cool, I'm so glad that you found this term that makes you feel seen and you're dealing with these things on your own and being seen. But I think it may be like you may be judgmental or you may be pathologizing a relationship with food that's actually like a normal thing, which food noise I don't think is normal. It's normal as in like it's common, but it's not like a good thing.
Yeah, like if you talk to people that have never struggled with their weight or food, like my husband or some of my best friends, like I remember one time I was like telling about Pablo, like, oh, I can't stop thinking about like X, Y, and Z that's in the cupboard or something. And I was like, do you ever feel like that? He's like, no.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
like, you could just be around certain foods and you don't like eat them all at once or something. You know what I mean? Like it's not normal.
Yeah, that's Michael too. Michael, we were talking about food yesterday, and he's like, I've never had. Oh, this wasn't yesterday, but whatever. He's like, I've never had that thought. Like, he's never felt like he's ever had to like finish a dish that he's created, or like finish a plate, or he has a chocolate bar that's been in the fridge for like 3 days, and I ate mine in the first day. Like he can just like completely forget that stuff's there, and I'm just taking little bites of it every time I get into the fridge.
Yeah. And then it's like you have the Snickers bar on your shoulder talking to you all day. Like
Yeah,
like the
yeah, and
angel and the devil.
yeah, basically. And that sounds exaggerated, but honestly, I feel like a lot of people listening will probably appreciate and like be like, yeah, that's almost exactly what it feels like. All right, here's what I wonder about food noise. If weight gain wasn't seen as bad or something to be avoided, would the term even exist? And if it did exist, would it be seen as something negative? I think it would still exist if it was bothering, like I said earlier, it takes away from my mental capability at work. Like I'm not able to function as like top as I would at work because there's always going to be like something in the back of my head. You know, like if obesity didn't exist, everybody was a normal healthy weight, and food noise would still exist because food is tasty, food, you know, craving exists, and like if you, yeah, I am I making sense? Like I feel like it would still exist even if obesity didn't exist.
Yeah, well, even if like say everyone in America got down to a healthy weight, like we are still like the same human being, or we still have the same brain, so would still have to deal with like the same problems. Like Melina has talked about in her videos, like even though she's lost weight and she doesn't have food noise as much anymore, but like if she starts to like get off track or starts eating things that she's not supposed to, she still gets a little bit of food noise. And I would say like she's in an amazing spot. She's lost a significant amount of weight. She is very athletic and very fit. And, she's someone you would think, oh, like she has it all together. She doesn't struggle with anything. But,
No.
she still has these issues every once in a while.
Yeah, she still has to like with like restrain, not restrict, but like restrain from like specific foods and like restrain from having like those items in her life, basically. She had to change you have to change your life. You basically have to change your entire life when you're on like a journey like this. All right, if healthism wasn't a thing, I feel like they just make up words. I mean, maybe that is a word, but it just seems like stupid. I don't know. It wasn't a thing, and we didn't moralize food. Would the term even exist? And if it did exist, would it be seen as something negative? So I don't feel like I actually moralize food. I don't think that food can have like a moral. They're not a human being, so there's nothing like morally good or morally bad about food. Do I think that like the people who like push specific foods or specific food groups out into the public might have some moral, things that they need to take care of, like Frito-Lay and like all their chips and stuff like that? Like, why are Takis blue? Why are Takis blue? But as far as like the fat acceptance community hears people say good and bad foods, I, with my whole butt and my whole heart, believe that there is such a thing as a good and bad food. There are foods out there that aren't doing anything nice to your body, basically. Some foods do harm to your body, and I'm not talking about like poisons or anything like that, but like tell me why it's necessary for you to have hot Cheetos in your cart. Why would it be necessary? There's no reason. That's not a good food. And sure, can we change our vocabulary? Could we say healthy and unhealthy? Sure. But then there's always gonna be somebody in the fat acceptance community that says like, who are you to determine what's healthy and what's not healthy? Why are Cheetos healthy then? Tell me. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, even if the term didn't exist, it would still like exist. Gravity existed before it was discovered, or like I was having PTSD symptoms before I got diagnosed with it. Like just because there's not like a word or like there's not a definition in Webster's dictionary doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Yeah. There'll just be another word for it, basically. Okay.
Or you'll describe the phenomenon without having like a label for it.
A word for it. Let's see. So even if the term, is food noise the problem, or are anti-fat bias and healthisms the problem? I think food noise is a problem.
Yeah, I'll have to go with food noise as well.
I'll take food noise for 200, Alex. So just going to read the caption really quick. Just needing to vent. The lack of representation of weight-inclusive providers in the media is so frustrating, especially when when having conversations about intentional weight loss. If you are a media outlet who wants to have a nuanced conversation and include weight-inclusive providers, I'm available. I don't think anybody is going to watch any of her stuff, and we're going to watch a couple of her reels. I don't think anybody is. I don't think that anybody is going to be able to watch any of her reels and take her seriously. I think that she is too, as a professional, she's too emotional in her arguments. Would you agree?
Yeah, and it's like also psychologists aren't usually being interviewed for anything. Like maybe like doctors are going on Dr. Oz or like a news outlet, but you don't really see like many psychologists being interviewed unless it's like a true crime show or something.
Yeah. Right.
What's up with the media representation? Okay, well, I'm sick of the lack of representation of women that are heavily tattooed. Why is there no news anchors that has full fucking sleeves of tattoos? Where about that?
Yeah.
I want that representation. Should I start like bitching and moaning on the internet every single day?
Yeah, you should. Maybe we can start a movement.
Tattoo liberation.
then there'll be anti-tattoo people like us. They're like
Yeah.
completely bald, nothing. Which I don't think I've met anybody that doesn't have any tattoos in a long time.
He probably just got his first tattoo last year
Oh, is it
when we got
the?
married.
Oh, that was his first tattoo.
Yeah.
That is so precious. Holy shit. Exciting. It's so that's so cool to run across like firsts with your partner, especially because you guys have been around for a long time, like together for a long time. So it's cool to like
Hmm.
still to have like a first thing. Like me and Michael, the only firsts that we have left are just travel points now, basically. So like we went to New York City together. It was both our first time. We went to Ireland. That was both our first time. So it's that's cool that you were able to witness like one of his like first moments.
Yeah. It's sweet.
Yeah, that is sweet.
I am so exhausted and sick of seeing conversations about GLP-1s and intentional weight loss happening in the media without anybody representing weight inclusive care.
I feel
I
like
feel
there's
like I'm literally
always
watching a sloth speak.
I know because your brain's always like on ADHD two times 2x speed. I feel like anytime I feel like all I see, and maybe this is just my algorithm, but I feel like anytime that there's mentions of GLP-1 or if there's ever been like I'll try to clip them in, but I've seen like interviews and stuff and they usually is like there is like a butt to butt, like there's somebody that's pro GLP-1 and then there's somebody that's like anti GLP-1. They always have two sides of the story. And I know that Jubilee covered that too. Like there are people like there's like Jillian Michaels is I don't know if Jillian was pro GLP, but she was definitely pro weight loss, and then like there's other everybody that was there was like pro beefy fat basically. I feel like as far as like you were right though, like as far as like why is it so important for there to be weight inclusive providers in the media when and I'm thinking media, they're talking about like the news, right? Is that what you think too, or like just television in
That's what I
general?
assume.
Yeah, like
That's
I'm
what I
not thinking.
assume, unless they're like they're pissed off that Scrubs doesn't have like a 400-pound doctor or something.
Yeah, but if you and I'm pretty sure if I were to search GLP-1 on Instagram, a lot of the stuff that I would get would be most people like talking out against them. Like I don't think I'd get a lot. That's probably just my algorithm because I'm always watching people who are like excited to stay fat. But I don't see a lot of like I don't see a need for weight inclusive providers. Like I just feel like there's enough representation of like people who are against GLP-1.
Everyone's fat. Your doctor's
Everybody.
fat, so that's
Yeah, so
inclusive.
that's so true. Everybody's fat. All of our doctors are fat.
They claim that they're doing that because they have somebody who's body positive,
Mm.
and that's great. Have body positive people on there. But if somebody's body positive and they're taking GLP-1s for weight loss, then that is not somebody who understands fully weight inclusive care.
So if your body, so literally, she's saying that body positivity is only for fats, and they always claim that that's not the case. Like she's basically claiming that if you're using GLP-1 to lose weight for your own, love for your own body, then you're not body positive.
Well, if you are losing weight, that doesn't like take away your brain. You could still give inclusive care and, maybe not just blame everything on someone's weight as soon as you see them if they're a doctor. Like
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
not one or the other.
Yeah, you can be body positive and understand that there's nuance in people's sizes and how that relates to their body to their health,
Hmm.
and still want to lose weight for your own personal reasons like health, or even if you want to lose it for vanity reasons, that's that's your business.
Why is it always they have some doctor who is a
Do you see how emotional she is? Like I can't. Like go and
She's
cry and come
pissed.
back. Yeah. Go cry, put some water on your face and come back and tell us the message. I feel like you'll have a lot more people who will take you seriously. Maybe I just don't like when people cry and talk to me. I cry. I text you when I cry. I cry. I don't mind crying, but like she sounds like she's on the verge of tears, and I'm just like I'm one of those, maybe it's an Aries things, and I'm just like stop, go cry and come back, let's start over.
Well, and too, it sounds like she's about to bitch about medical doctors, and it's like, well, lady, like, why should anyone be giving you a call? You are a psychologist.
Yes, exactly. Maybe she thinks that because she has a doctorate that she's just like better than everybody.
Well,
either.
I could have a fucking doctor in witchcraft. Like, I could have a PhD in
True.
witchcraft and just start calling and call me Dr. Angelyca.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it doesn't mean I'm an actual fucking medical doctor.
Yeah. I mean, she worked hard for it, but it's like you shouldn't. I don't think that you should be having this conversation. You should probably be focusing on like the mental health of your patients. Also, is she laying down? Is this a
Like she doesn't have the credentials to be like going on Dr. Oz talking about GLP-1s and fat phobia.
yeah?
You should be focusing on mental health.
I would love to see her on Surrounded. Like she would melt like a tub of butter.
Hmm.
Profiting from GLP-1s, or is somebody who sells weight loss, and then they have somebody typically with some sort of lived experience, whether they are body positive or not, and they talk about what their experience has been on GLP-1s, but they do not have anybody who's talking about weight inclusive care who can offer a different analysis on GLP-1s. What are these networks and these media outlets so afraid of if they included a different voice? What are they scared of? What are they?
I don't think that they're scared of. I think that they're thinking about you, like thinking about providers like this who look stupid and they don't want to make you look stupid. I think she looks dumb in her stance.
I'm confused about like what the fuck she's actually talking about.
So she
Like, is she
wants.
mad that they do journalism and like they have a doctor talk about GLP-1s and then someone that's body positive and lost weight? Do they want someone else that's like, you're gonna have gastric paralysis if you have GLP-1. You're gonna burn in hell if you lose weight and leave the fat acceptance community.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what she
is that what
wants.
they want on the fucking news?
I think that's what she wants. And they don't want to make her look stupid. If you had a real serious journalist, if you had a serious like media company, like for example, let's just say like if you had CNN or the New York Times invite this gal and have her make her claim, I'm pretty sure people would call them up and be like, "How could you do that to that poor lady? You knew that she would get laughed off the stage, or like you knew that she would get torn to pieces in the comments. Like how could you do that to her?" You know what I mean? Because I think she's stupid. I think that something's wrong. I don't know. Like
Yeah,
I
well,
don't.
it's the same reason. Like Tess Holliday went on some British talk show talking about how GLP-1s are toxic, and it's like the talk show hosts were like making a fucking fool out of her. Like they were making fun of her the whole time.
Yes. Yeah, dude. Like do you not exist on the same plane? Do you look she I think there's a tiny bit of maybe I wouldn't say narcissism, but there's something in this gal in her personality where she is like, I can't be wrong. There's no way that I'm wrong. And I should be on the news, and I should tell people about the dangers of GLP-1. This is my calling. And it's like, ma'am, you look dumb and you're too emotional. Like if she came out here and was like a little bit, I mean, she's clearly confident. She's on camera. Okay. But like, I'm not sold, and I'll never be sold by anything that she has to say. So
Yeah, it's very entitled. And I was
yeah.
watching Emmy Brooklyn Baby's video, and she had a clip of Dr. Milner in it, and Dr. Milner was like, "My goal is to be the first fat Peloton instructor, and here's why
Yeah.
I should be the instructor." And it's like, okay, well, if you want to be a fucking like cycling instructor, why don't you just make a goddamn YouTube channel, make a little workout video, and then post it online? Why does it have to be on the
Peloton.
platform? Why do you have to be on fucking CNN? Like, why can't you just do your own shit?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like she needs it for clout or something.
I
she
feel
feels
like
entitled.
she has a sense of entitlement that and she doesn't have the capability to be like, I want to say knocked down a peg, and I don't mean that like in a physical way. I mean like nobody has told her no. Nobody has told her like, hey, this isn't right, and if they do, if anybody's telling her like, hey, you're wrong in the comment section, she's just automatically viewing them as like fat phobic. Which is
Yeah,
like,
well, you don't see us being like, well, I need to be on the news.
yeah.
Well, I need to talk about this on fucking television. No.
No.
We created a platform because this is important to us, and we're talking about it here. And newsflash, you don't get invited to things when you bitch and moan about it on the internet. People
Yeah.
are going to hire you on because you have an expertise and, maybe you have a following that they would like to, show their program to, or, like, you just don't, like, sitting here and pleading and begging to be on the news isn't going to get you a spot. I hate to break it to you.
Yeah. I feel like if one of us, any of us, invited her and was like, hey, I have a following on YouTube and I'd like to interview you, regardless, like even though she probably knows that we're anti-fat acceptance, like she would probably do it.
Yeah, she wants the clout. She
She wants
wants
the clout.
some attention.
Yeah.
So afraid of the truth,
The truth. Her face when she said the truth. I'll rewind it and post.
the truth, conversation, analysis, nuance. If any network wants to take, I don't know, risk or have a more nuanced and complete conversation, just call me. I am available. One more thing. Why is
Oh my God, if she said analysis or nuance one more time, I think I was gonna pass out.
it that when they have a therapist on, and I'm glad they do, I'm glad they are considering mental health in these conversations, but it is always a therapist who practices from a weight normative approach. It's always a therapist who either is encouraging weight loss, celebrating weight loss.
Honestly, I don't even know why a therapist would even have like the like why would a therapist like encourage either? You know what I mean?
Maybe
I
they
guess
come
because
from
like
an ED perspective, but I
yeah.
think most people with EDs shouldn't be on these type of medications.
Yeah, I agree. And I guess also too, like losing weight does affect or gaining weight would affect your mental health. So I guess that would make sense for a doctor to be like, you should lose some weight because it's proven to like help, with your mental health, which it has for me.
I don't think I've ever seen a therapist besides these fucking dipshits talk about GLP-1s on the news or like whatever. But I love how she says weight normative. Like, oh my God! Like, stop trying to.
You mean a healthy
deal
weight?
In terms of like actual minority groups, like heteronormative.
Yeah.
Or, like how they always like steal words that are like or like microaggressions. It's like
Yeah.
You don't get to use those words.
Yeah. You didn't earn those.
Yeah.
The only thing that you've earned is type 2 diabetes.
Period.
Don't they ever have a weight inclusive therapist on? We are very capable of holding.
You can't even. You're in a fucking recliner. And you're holding. I'm actually shocked that she's holding her phone up this long. But you're in a recliner. And she wants people to take us seriously. Like, you're in the thing that people say that you guys do often, and that's sitting on soft things.
Mm-hmm.
Holding nuance and having complicated conversations.
Oh, God.
What about you with the nuance? You have no fucking nuance either.
Yeah. Where's your nuance? What's your analysis on people having, the crazy thing is they always go, bodies come in all shapes and sizes. But if you're anything smaller than a size 20, then you're probably like inherently, a shitty person. Like
Yeah.
Okay, so the caption.
God, she looks fucking insane.
Dude, let's break it down.
Lock her up.
You can look at somebody's eyes and like just the way that they are staring and see like and kind of get a hint. There's a little tiny hint of like maybe uncanny valley or like with our uncanny valley guy. What's his name? William Hornby.
Our animatronics William.
Yeah.
Handler.
Our Chuck E. Cheese robot William Hornby. But you can look at their face and get a bit of uncanny valley and like and it speaks like danger. Like, I'm gonna not approach this person. This person is unapproachable. I get that from her, just from the way that her eyes are. Maybe not the way that they're set. Like, you can't. I mean, people's faces come in different shapes and sizes, but just she looks. I'm looking at her and I'm looking at somebody who's unwell mentally, and that sounds mean, but this is just my personal analysis. I'm not a professional. I'm just here to entertain and talk to trash. But
they look flat.
Also, the eyebrows are flat, but she may have not been taught how to do eyebrows. But
no arch. And probably rosacea. She needs to get that under control.
And you know what's crazy? I look at her often and I go, inflamed. This gal is inflamed. She's eating something wrong for her body. But if you were to ever tell her, like, have you ever, decided to like figure out what's inflaming your body? She'd be like, I'm not inflamed. I'm just fat. Like, look at your face.
So why do you look like that, actually?
You sound like a kid. But what's wrong with your face, though?
I'm sitting here in between sessions thinking about the anger and rage people have at the existence of fat people. It's so bizarre.
The anger
Your
and
face.
rage.
Yeah, I've never, here's what my first impression when I see a lot, especially morbidly obese people, is in anger or rage. It's honestly, it's sadness. Like I look at them and I go, damn, that's sad. Like something's wrong.
Yeah.
I don't look at that and see a moral failing or anything like that. I don't look at that and see like this person's an evil person. I'm angry with them. I look at them and then I go, I'm sad that they're hurting themselves, first of all, because I believe that being in that large of a body is shell farm. But like I feel sadness more than I do anger. I get angry though when I see them do bitchy shit, like on 600 Pound Life, and they're like bitching at their partners
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. I feel angry about that.
Rage against the ice cream machine. Me when I went to 3 fucking fast food places the other day, none of them had soft serve.
Oh my god.
Bizarre to me. I'll post a video and people send me messages with so much rage and anger just that I exist. I don't know why you're so mad at my existence, except if
Pause. Mad that you exist, you fucking idiot. We're mad at the things that you say on the internet. I don't give a shit that Dr. Rachel Milner exists. I don't. I don't think about it. I don't stay awake at night staring at my ceiling, pondering her existence. I'm mad about the things that she says.
Yeah, she's spreading harmful misinformation and she's recruiting people into a movement that literally kills. So,
Mm-hmm. And
yeah.
eventually will kill her at one point in time.
Yeah, and I would
But I'll
even
be
say
fine.
that I see people like her and I actually wish the best. Like I would love to see her do her Peloton thing because I'm sure that she would get a lot healthier if she like rode the bike for a while, you know what I mean? Um I wouldn't want anything terrible to happen to her. I wouldn't, what I want is for her to get educated and come to the light maybe and be like, oh, hey, you just like you, Angelica, like you came to the light and you're like, listen, you guys, I was wrong about this stuff, That's what I
Mm-hmm.
want. I don't expect an apology from her, just come, just come to your senses. I want something like that to happen to her. I want her to come to her senses
Yep.
and be like, I was wrong. Like this is bad.
Exactly.
you're mad that there are people who live in fat bodies and are able to find some peace and freedom and are not hustling to be smaller. And if you're still in that place, I have all the empathy in the world. I lived there for a very
She's making it seem like people see people in regular bodies, people in like normal size or healthier bodies, smaller bodies,
Normative bodies.
normative bodies, look at people in morbidly or obese or a fat body. They look at them and go, and they get pissed, right? Which isn't the case. Nobody like the reason why we would look at somebody who's just existing or being happy, and we would even get angry at all would be because they are doing like they're probably doing like feedy stuff or they're selling like or what I again I keep saying this but their talking points are like it feels and it tastes like a recruitment. So they're like, you can be happy in a fat body, like screw everybody else, like you were meant to be fat and I'm this my look at my life. I'm living it up and I'm in a fat body. Look at all here's the other thing too. Look at all the guys I can get because I'm in this fat body. Look how much money I'm making. That's what I don't like because that's actual glorifying. Do I look at people who just do like fashion hauls or anything like that in obese bodies and get upset? No, I actively follow a lot of people who are living in obese bodies who like show off like the clothing that fits them or clothing that they find because they have cute style. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not that we just look at people enjoying their lives and go like, ew, you're fat, you should be fucking hating yourself. Like, no, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, the only time I get mad at a fat person is like if they take up the whole aisle in the grocery store and it's like they're right down the center, so then you can't even go to the left or the right of them. But that's for every person that's been sized that takes up
Yeah.
the whole fucking aisle at Costco because they're so like unself-aware.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I would also agree with that. Oh, I would also agree with like if I see some we're going into like the times that we get mad at fat people. If I see somebody like walk into a store and they're like capable of walking and then they're like, let me just sit on the scooter, like I get a little upset about that. Just push the
My
cart.
mom says my mom works at like a chain retailer and she's the manager of the front end store and she has so many old people come up to her and complain that there's no scooters left because it's always like the 300 plus people pound people that go take the scooters, and then like the disabled or the elderly don't even have like they don't have access to get around the store.
Yeah. You know what I also fucking hate too is like they'll walk from their car, get into the scooter, and then do their grocery shopping. And they walked from the car to the store. You would think that it would be a nice gesture to at least like take the cart, go to your car, empty your car, and then walk and like bring it back to the store. But no, they just like leave it in the parking lot. That's
Mm-hmm.
annoying. Like, get your steps in, girl. Get your steps in.
Yeah, get your 10 steps in.
Yeah,
Because I
right?
know you also have the fucking
The handicap thing.
handicap sticker or sign.
Yeah.
A long time. So I get it. If you're in a place where your fear of being fat or of gaining weight or of staying fat is so all encompassing that you are pursuing thinness at any cost, yeah, that makes sense. The world is harsh to fat people. I get it. But let that be your relationship with your body, just like I get to have a relationship with my body. If seeing this video makes you mad, then I would encourage you to do some reflecting on yourself and on your own internal experience.
Does this make you mad?
Um, kind of, but then I reflect on my internal experience and I analyze my feelings and the nuance that I can have in this conversation and realize that it's videos like these that made me fall for the fat acceptance community, and that's why I'm pissed.
Yeah, it's a recruitment video. I hate this tactic.
Mm-hmm.
And not put that onto me or put that onto other fat people.
The crazy thing is too is she acting like she's being discriminated against like constantly, and maybe she just sees discrimination. Oops, maybe she sees discrimination and speaks for everybody. But I don't think that she gets out of her house very much or often at all. I doubt that she's got firsthand experience with a lot of what she's claiming is happening to her. I'm not saying that she's a
Mm-hmm.
liar, but what I'm saying is like maybe she's elaborating, embellishing, and using social media comments as like actual real life. Like social media is not real life. Like if you get a negative comment in your on your reel, there's a large percentage that it's just a troll who doesn't really believe that you're fat and ugly or whatever, you know. And then also like you have real life that with people that actually love you. I'm sure she has real life with people who are actually nice and pleasant and lovely with her. This social media comments are not. She's clearly have the comments on this post have been limited. That's funny, but
It says that for every single one of her posts.
yeah,
I
because
can't
she
comment unless you follow her.
look look within. Why are you having to remove your comments? Is it because people are trying to pull you out of your echo chamber and be like, I'm sure she's even removed comments or like has turned comments off when people are like actually like sending her like DOI like journals and stuff like that, like look at this study, this is, you know, being obese is
Mm-hmm.
not okay. Acting as if weight stigma has no impact on anything is one of the weight loss industry's favorite hacks. When they talk about correlation between higher weight and certain health conditions, they love to leave out the fact that weight stigma in and of itself could be creating the correlation. Yes, your doctor telling your doctor having weight stigma is giving you type 2 diabetes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Rachel. Just go back to your recliner. Let's go.
Just saw this post on Oprah Daily that says newer evidence suggests GLP-1s may help with depression and anxiety too.
Got a little glimpse of this, but I think yes, but I think it's the GLP-1 medication in its own. I think it's the actual like weight loss and the reduction of the adipose tissue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because when you're obese, your whole body's inflamed,
Mm-hmm.
including the gray matter in your brain. So, I mean, you've gotten off a lot of your medications too, and I've gotten off my anxiety medication, and I actually started tapering myself off my buspirone as well. So it's like my mental health has gotten better significantly since I've lost weight.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even before I lost 100 pounds, I think I got off my anxiety pill when I was like 200 something.
That's amazing. I just finished week 1 of like my taper to get completely off the Wellbutrin. So I'm excited but also nervous about that, but like no negative effects so far. So that's exciting. I was nervous about getting off of it,
Yay.
but yeah, but I think, you know, it's almost like eating correctly kind of makes you feel better in general.
No way.
No way.
Not surprisingly, I don't see any posts on there about all of the studies that show that GLP-1s actually have a negative impact on mental health.
I've seen it actually. I've actually seen people having to get off of, and there's actually a huge. I'll put it in post, but there's a huge YouTube creator who had to get off of GLP-1 because it was like messing with her mental health. So like she was having shelf farm thoughts.
That week that I did 0.75, I don't know how I made it out. With Ozempic, you do get, tummy upset. You're not hungry, you're kind of nauseous, you're either constipated or you're going to the washroom all the time. And these are things that I already dealt with in my own life. But this symptom, no matter how much I Googled, I really couldn't find. But this week I was not me. I found myself walking out of complete conversations into the bathroom where I would hyperventilate, shake on the ground, throw up, cry in the shower, but have a rational thought knowing that this isn't me and this isn't what I could feel like. And usually I could pull myself out of this feeling or out of this situation, but I couldn't.
So I don't think I think this statement is incorrect. There's a lot. Have you seen it too? You've seen like people talk about the negative mental health aspects of it.
Yeah, I also saw something recently that the GLP-1 also can block the pleasure center in your brain, which then like makes people not be able to experience love feeling.
Yeah,
And
that wasn't
pleasure
interesting.
through like sex and stuff. So I don't understand why people like her and like every other fat activist act like no one ever talks about the cons of being on a GLP-1 when I see something new every time I open my fucking phone. And, I think GLP-1s are a great tool. And if it works for someone, then I think that they should use it. But they act like there's like no one is ever like pushing back.
Yeah, like people are, I mean, because first of all, I don't think people should jump into I don't think people should jump into any medication without doing a little bit of research, right? I think people are getting, especially since we all have phones, we're all mostly, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but most people are going to be a little bit more responsible with having a computer in their phone. So like they'll do some research before they just, jump into this like magic bullet of a weight loss medication. And yeah, you're right. Like I see something new every single day about this medication because people are asking questions and people are also sharing their experiences. Another one thing that I saw was, it's like a hypothesis, is that like a lot of people get off of the medication because they get down, but they feel down because they aren't finding new coping mechanisms with their trauma. So like their coping before they got on the medication was to eat a ton, right? So like fringe. So when they're on the medication, they can't do that. So like they're having to face their demons without food, and it's sucky. So they'd rather get off the medication and eat than like lose the weight, basically. So
yeah, they haven't replaced their unhealthy coping mechanism with something healthy.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a false statement. People are talking about the cons all the time. There's actually like, I think there's a lot more content out there, like people talking about the negatives of this medication than there is like positives of this medication, from what I've seen.
Yeah, I feel like I only see like negative
horror
studies
stories
about GLP-1s and then like people selling GLP-1s. It's like either or.
Yep. You rarely see. It's just like with reviews. Like if you go on to Yelp, you're gonna see mostly bad reviews. You're not gonna see like a lot. Most people don't remember to review when something nice happened. They always remember to leave a review when they had a bad experience. So of course you're gonna see more horror stories.
The post was accompanied by this darling image of the Ozempic injector pen, and the way the image.
Oh, I think I saw this on Alex's post the other day. Okay, can Ozempic help your mental health? New research points to a surprising link, and it's, if you're just listening, it's got a ball with a sad face, and it's like higher on a seesaw, and then the happy face is lower.
Image looks, the side with the smiley face goes down as if it weighs more, but I don't think this image is meant to depict that the smiley face actually weighs more. I think the image is meant to depict that losing weight makes people smile. So almost as if it's a scale going down, and the lighter somebody gets or the lower they are on the scale, the more they're gonna smile.
But
I feel like she's so fucking stupid.
Dude,
like,
she is.
You could be a doctor, you could have a PhD, and still be fucking dumb. The imagery is, sad smiley face higher, and then the happy smiley face is lower, showing that when you're big and fat, you're depressed. And when you lose weight, you're happy. Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
I explained it for you, Dr. Milner, because you don't have a fucking brain.
Well, the other thing too is she said, like, she was like, it's almost like, she was like this, almost like if you lose weight, you're happier. But like if you were on a seesaw and you lost weight, you'd be raised up on the seesaw because you weigh less.
Mm-hmm.
So she's, maybe it's the picture is just on or off or whatever, but either way, she's kind of stupid.
I feel like she's using it like, she's thinking of it like logically, like, oh, if you're fat, then you're going to weigh more, so the smiley face is happy. And it's like, it's metaphorical. It's a fucking picture from Oprah.com. I think Oprah is like the biggest medical journalist ever. It's fucking Oprah Winfrey. She's a billionaire and friends with Harvey Weinstein and a bunch of other freaks. She's not God.
No.
When I saw this headline, I was immediately curious if the researchers controlled for the impact of facing less weight stigma. Meaning if somebody loses weight and they face less weight stigma, is their mood going to improve? Nothing to do with the impact of the GLP.
I feel like out of 10 people, only maybe 1 or 2 people are trying to lose weight for like to reduce the weight stigma that they experience. I feel like most of the people wanting to lose weight, they are either doing it for health reasons, like I've got type 2 diabetes, I've got insulin resistance, I get you know, I don't know, I have heart disease, I've got high cholesterol, my arteries are clogged, or they're doing it for vanity reasons. No, a very, very small percentage of people are doing it to lose the weight stigma or to stop being bullied or whatever.
Yeah, they're not.
Ones themselves, but the impact of facing less weight stigma. It's so important that we don't just attribute things to GLP-1s without considering other variables that may be having an effect.
I understand like weight stigma and stereotyping for fat people and stuff, but it's like people in fat acceptance or obese people, they love to use weight stigma as an excuse or like, and they love to bitch and moan about it. So it's like, they're not going to use that as inspiration to lose weight. They're going to use that as a reason to stay fat. Or
Yes. I feel like when a lot of people, when they experience weight stigma, they go, it's not my fault. It's your fault. So I'm going to just stay the way I am. It's not my fault that I'm fat.
I'm perfectly fine. It's your fat phobia that's making everything horrible.
This was on Reddit, but they crossed her name out, and I put it on my Fat Logic Friday last week. And her name was crossed out, so I was like, I don't know who this is. I need to figure it out off camera. And then as soon as I published it on YouTube, I got this picture in my algorithm, and I was like, oh my god, it's this Dr. Milner lady. I've covered her in another video in the past. It's time to do a follow-up. I'm going to do a follow-up with my bestie and talk trash about this, because I was actually, my blood was boiling. I was so pissed off. So if you're just watching... Sorry, if you're just listening, it's a photo caption. It says, as someone who is both fat and queer, I can't help but to wonder if the providers who are encouraging, prescribing, selling, promoting, etc., intentional weight loss are the same providers who are / would encourage, sell, promote, prescribe, etc., conversion therapy. And initial thoughts, Angelyca, on that?
Just... stupid.
Yeah.
Dumb. It's just so embarrassing to like post this on the World Wide Web. Like, and even like I've reacted to a lot of my old fat acceptance stuff, and it's like I would compare like internalized fat phobia to like internalized racism. And it's like, it's not two sides of the same coin. It's like comparing like a piece of paper to like a fucking leaf. Like, it's just ignorant. And
it's super ignorant.
Like, it just sounds so fucking ignorant. And then she has a long ass caption that says, read caption down below if you want to read that too.
Okay, I've been sitting on this. Nope, I can't read. I've been sitting on this recliner for a while. Just kidding. I've been sitting on.
I was thinking you talked about this and the first post in video before, but I don't know. Maybe I hallucinated it.
I don't know. I feel like they're kind of. I may have, because I've covered her before, but I never thought that I would talk or see her again. Talk about or see her again. Then she had to go off and be a dumbass like
waves.
This. Yeah, she is making waves. Because I remember for a while I was only covering like kind of small creators, just like random ones, like, and she ended up being one of the random ones. I've been sitting with this one for a while, debating the pros and cons of sharing it. I want to be clear that this is not about comparing oppressions. Oppressions can't be compared and also all intersect. I would agree that oppressions can't be compared. I would disagree that obesity and being a person of color intersects. I think that they're two different things. They're not. Yeah, I'm just a little sick and tired of the obese, the fat acceptance community kind of just like inserting themselves, or like just a little tiny bit inserting themselves into like other communities just so that they get more coverage, or like their stance or their positions get taken more seriously, when it's not really being taken seriously. It's only being taken seriously by association. So like, for example, they say that being anti-fat is also being anti-black, and like that, if that's your argument, then it's just wrong. You know what I mean? Because not everybody who is in a black body is fat. Black people are not inherently fat. And I would say that saying that is kind of racist.
Mm-hmm. I think that, like, if you are fat, but then there's, like, you're part of another minority group, like, if you were, like, a fat Hispanic woman and you go to the doctor and, like, you need, like, attention, or, like, you need, I don't know, like, you're having, like, problems with your period, like, maybe, like, the racism could make... I feel like if you're fat and then like something on top of it, like that could make your situation more complicated because of like maybe racism comes into play, or like misogyny comes into play. But it's like, it's not the fatness in general that makes your situation more complicated. It's like the other minority groups or other identities that you have.
The marginalized group that you belong to. So I agree, and a lot of people have mentioned this in the comments too. Like a lot of the times, like when women go, and it's mostly women, you know, you don't hear about fat men experiencing weight bias, like very rarely, you know, but you also don't see a lot of fat men in the fat acceptance community going off, you know. A lot of fat men look at themselves and go, I'm a fat fuck and I need to fix this, right? I don't know why it's like that, but a lot of the times if you're a fat woman and you go to the doctor and you experience weight bias, it's most likely not weight bias. It's the fact that women don't get taken seriously in general, you know?
Especially with like periods and stuff.
Exactly. It's almost like the world, I mean, most of the time periods happen to every woman, right? So like and it still feels like we're just barely even hitting strides with, I don't know if I'm wording that right either, but it's still so the care for women, the care that women receive when it comes to like our period issues or our menstrual issues or anything like that still feels so primitive. Like the fact that we get IUDs put in without any anesthetic, that's crazy, because there's so much, like if you've seen the tools that they use to insert an IUD, it's insane. It reminds me of like Victorian surgeries, basically. Just like, it's where I'm getting at is like, it's not because you're fat that you're not being taken care of. It's probably more than likely the fact that you're a woman, and that's that, you know?
Yeah, or like say like a fat Hispanic woman goes to the doctor and like she doesn't speak English that well. So like maybe the doctor can't take care of her that well because there's like a language barrier.
Exactly.
Or like she's it's not because she's not receiving the right treatment because she's fat. It's like because of like the language barrier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many other things that like there's just so many other things that make situations complicated, and all of it's not rooted in fat phobia.
Yeah. Okay. The reason why I decided to share this is because there are parallels between these two aspects of my identity and how the culture responds to them. So she is both fat and queer. I'm guessing that most of the providers who support or profit off of intentional weight loss would say that they're opposed to conversion therapy, and they would probably be telling the truth, but then completely miss the parallel to my body size. What the fuck?
I know a lot of gay people and queer people and trans people, and I have never once heard anyone talk about like sending them to conversion therapy. But I also live in Illinois, and I mean, I've had my gay friends also went to private Catholic school, but there was never anything about conversion therapy. I mean, I know it exists, and I think it's more prevalent like in the South and like within like Christianity and stuff. But it's like, first of all, it's not the same thing, but also it's like, I don't feel like conversion therapy is being pushed as much as losing weight for your health.
Right. I think part of the reason why she would even bring this up now, because, well, first of all, she's older than us, so I think the time that she was in high school, or maybe in the time like after conversion therapy was like a huge thing in like the 80s and 90s and stuff. Well, actually, probably before that too. But from what I remember hearing about it when I was a kid, and it was like, I didn't know anybody personally who went because we grew up overseas, but I just remember hearing about it. I remember seeing it on TV, yada yada yada. But I feel like the reason why she would even, because this post is from April 16th. I feel like she posted this because I may have read somewhere that they overturned some kind of a law or like made it legal somewhere to redo conversion therapy. Like it's in the news lately, so I think that's why she's bringing that up. But at the same time, like a vast majority of people in 2026, all mostly, again, I'm saying this, like almost everybody with a fucking brain cell disagrees with conversion therapy. And comparing the struggles of people who have been to conversion therapy, like there's a lot of sexual abuse that goes along with it. There's a lot of abuse in general. They're trying to change somebody's like literal personality and someone's heart, basically, for an opinion, which religion can be an opinion, is stupid. And losing weight is not not even close. Like I said this in my other video, like they're not even in the same room. They're not even on the same, I would say, in the same dimension. They're not even in the same food group. Like losing weight, being in an obese body will lead to health issues. You're going to get diabetes, or you're not going to. I mean, it's a possibility. It's possible for you to get diabetes, heart disease, kidney disease, fatty liver disease, all this negative health aspects or outcomes that come from being an obese body. Whereas, like, if you're gay, you're just gay. Like, it doesn't come with, like, a heart disease.
Baggage.
Yeah, it doesn't come with like, a medical diagnosis, right? So that's just, and I want and again, the comments are off because I bet people fucking said some shit. Let's see if anybody even
this is the problem. It says, between these two aspects of my identity, your body size should not be a part of your identity.
Yeah.
Like, your identity can be like, what your race is, your gender, whatever your sexuality is, like that's your identity. Those things are core and not something that changes depending on your lifestyle. Like, I'm still a female, whether I was 272.8 pounds or since I've lost 100 pounds. I'm still a female.
Yeah.
I'm still a woman because of those things. And, same thing with sexuality. If you're gay at 300 pounds, you're fucking gay at 120 pounds.
Right. Yeah. Your body, if you're using fat as a identifier, as part of your personality and your identity, like, you're basically saying, part of my identity is like, I'm not going to live as long as you are, and I'm okay with that, basically. So it's just a weird take. No, this might be a leap for a lot of people. It's more than a leap. It's definitely a reach. It requires an understanding that just like queerness, it's not changeable. You can't change.
Really?
But why
How did we lose weight then?
But why did we change it? How? How does it change though? I've seen so many people lose weight. That's so fucking weird. Hold on. It's not changeable. Body size is not changeable. Like, she does not live in this dimension, dude. She does not live in this.
We live in different fucking worlds.
Yeah. Why would she? I mean, she wasn't born morbidly obese. She's probably gained 10 pounds every year at least. So what do you mean bodies are not changeable? Body size is not changeable. So you're the same size that you were when you were a newborn infant baby? Your poor mother.
Yeah, you came out 5'5".
Oh my god, is your mom okay? Is she dead? And that even if either of these were changeable, there would be no reason to change them. It is only in the context.
I could name 500 fucking reasons why you need to change, not being obese.
Yeah, I can too. Like, they're just not changeable. They're just not interchangeable. It's fucking weird. All right, they're both a form of eugenics. Conversion therapy is an attempt to rid the world of queer people. Intentional weight loss is an attempt to rid the world of fat people. Again, they're not comparable.
Well, when
And
you lose weight, you're still the same human being.
yeah, and that's what I said in my last video. Like, if you when you lose the weight, you're nobody's if you lose the weight healthily. So for example, you and I have lost the weight with whole foods, eating less, etc. We're not carving ourselves. We're not, restricting to a point where we're unhealthy. We're doing it the right way, etc. Right? When we lose the weight, we're still exactly the same person. When you put somebody through conversion therapy, you basically break a person down, the
You
same
break their
person.
spirit.
You break their spirit. They're not the same person. So I can understand maybe if somebody is like at a fat camp where they're basically being tied down in a fucking hole, where where that can be like, I don't know. In eugenics, it's just a strong. I think it's one of those tactics that she has where she's using this strong word to water it down. Again, when you use words like this and in your argument for something fucking dumb such as being obese is fine, then you water down the actual like severity of the word. So like now people are probably going to look at eugenics and be like, well, it's not that bad, right?
And two, it's like when you use the big words like eugenics, it's like it makes people scared to argue with you because it's like then it's gonna be like, oh, this person thinks I'm fucking
A
Hitler
eugenicist,
because
yeah.
I don't like that. I don't believe like what that weight loss is like eugenics.
Yeah.
Like it's not on the same level.
No, it's not at all. Not at all. I don't know. That's another. That's so irritating. And I want to, like, I wish she would have. Again, she's so emotional and she's so like, she's so mousy. I want to say, and that's why I think that's why she takes the comments down, is because she can't argue back, and she's probably getting like waves and waves of people just like spitting hot fire facts at her, and she can't handle it. Yeah, she can't handle reality. But this is so stupid. If I know that someone provides the profits from conversion therapy, I know they aren't a safe person for me or any queer person. If you are a fat person pursuing intentional weight loss, and then here's the other thing too. She's like, if you want to do it, that's totally fine. But listen, you're a shitty person for it. So if you're a fat person pursuing intentional weight loss or a queer person pursuing conversion therapy, this post has nothing to do with you. This is about people providing or profiting from these things, not people who are oppressed by trying to decrease the amount of stigma they encounter. So I feel like when you do statements like that, like she's trying to be on both sides so that she ends up on top, basically.
I'm playing both sides so that I always come out on top.
So somebody's like, I want to go through intentional weight loss. Like, that's like neutral. Like, cool, do it. Good for you. If my friend told me that they wanted to, pursue conversion therapy, if my gay friend was like, I'm going to go to conversion therapy, it's my choice, I'd be like, you shouldn't do that. That seems like a very dangerous thing. I feel like you're not going to come out the same person. Like, you're going to, there's a lot of trauma. I'd send them fucking pamphlets, be like, there's a lot of, issues with conversion therapy. Like, I hope you know that I believe that I love you the way you are. Like, I wouldn't compare. It just seems like such a crazy comparison, don't you think? Like, why would you be okay with even lightly encouraging someone, or just being like, go ahead and do it if you want to do it, when it comes to conversion therapy? Like, that just seems like a weird thing.
Yeah, or like imagine if like, well, or like imagine if someone like that is Asian is like, okay, I'm gonna get my eyes changed so they look more like Eurocentric, so I like don't face any racism anymore. It's like I'd be like, that's kind of fucking nuts. Like, you just shouldn't just change the way that you are because some people don't like it. Or like,
Yeah.
what if someone with dark skin starts like bleaching their skin?
Yeah.
Like, because of the racism they experience. I'd be like, there's nothing wrong with you. It's the people that are saying shit to you that is wrong.
Yeah.
And
Whereas
this comment says the implication of what you can be cured. I can't even. It was the first comment. Oh, you can be cured from gay. Well, guess what? You can't be cured from obesity. It's a fucking disease. Being gay is not a disease. Being black is not a disease. Like, there are things that can be cured. And guess what? Fatness is one of them. Obesity is one of them.
Yeah. Like, the fact that they believe that, like, this is not changeable. Being in an obese body is not changeable. I'm like, do you live in reality? And if not, do you need to be locked up? I'm just kidding. like
Straight
something's
jacket for you,
wrong.
handing them out.
something is wrong. If you really do believe that, like, you like something's wrong with your eyes, you don't own a television, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, it's so confusing to me. Anyway, then she goes off. She's like, it's cool if you want to get conversion therapy, which is, again, with the Asian eye thing, I'd be like, it's not you who needs to change, it's the people around you needs to change. Whereas, like, if somebody was like, I'm fat and I need to lose weight, I'd be like, great, you need to change because you're dying, basically. Like, there's way more to say than what I can fit here. But if you support intentional weight loss and are opposed to conversion therapy, take time to reflect on the parallels and consider your ethics and morals are really aligned with encouraging intentional weight loss. If you support conversion therapy, unfollow me now. So I don't nobody in 2026 is actually supporting conversion therapy, but I feel like a majority of of everybody is should be encouraging weight loss if you are morbidly obese. Like, this is just, I was so fucking heated when I read this, and I was like, I'm glad that I figured out who it was, but I was just like, how can somebody like, I thought it was a troll at first. I was like, how could somebody even like go on to God's green internet and be like, I'm gonna post, let me enter, posted, this is gonna be great, and so many people are gonna be on my side. Like, no.
It kind of has a lot of likes compared to her other ones. This has 579 likes, and some of the other videos and posts that we've read have like 300 something.
Her comments were open, so I wonder if it got a lot of engagement because it is like a hot, like, a hot topic. So I wonder if the algorithm was like, this is gonna get a ton of traffic, so let's go ahead and just put her out there. So that's probably why she has so many likes. But yeah, me not like her very much. Me hate her, actually. And I don't really like to say I hate a lot of people, but I just don't think that she's healthy for the environment that we exist in.
For sure. I don't know. I just can't stop thinking about, like, if someone, like, comparing one of my best friends going to conversion therapy is just so fucking insane. It's like, me getting healthy is not the same as someone's sexuality. Like, it's just,
like the comparison makes me feel like she has water on the brain. Like, there's something mentally wrong. Like, I know it, and I'm not even saying that, like, I understand mental illness is a thing. I'm not even saying that just to be a dick or just to be like, like, bitchy. I think that there's something wrong. Like, how could you compare the two if you didn't believe that? And in my head, that just goes unhealthy mind, right? Something's wrong with her. So
clinically insane.
Like, I actually do believe something is, like, if we found out next week that somebody had, as a mental health therapist too, that she would, like, as a mental health provider too, like, she would, like, think that would be okay to post. I don't know. It's so strange. But if I found out that, like, 2 weeks from now, she actually, like, couldn't post anymore because people weren't, visiting her practice because of the stupid shit that she says, I wouldn't be shocked, because there's no way that I would take her seriously. If this was first of all too, I doubt that, people in her area probably they don't know that she's an influencer. If I found out that my mental health provider was an influencer, I'd be like, I think I want to see another mental health provider, because then I would, like, know how they think IRL, and for some reason that feels weird to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Yeah. But anyway, what did you have anything else to add? I think that's all I have for our friend Dr. Milner. I was just, like, super pissed about that and wanted to explore her page a little bit more. I might cover her someday in the future, but again, she gets my blood pressure going, so.
Yeah, she's definitely very irritating, and, like, I don't want to say I understand where she's coming from, but it's like, when I was in fat acceptance, I was just so mentally ill and unwell, and fat acceptance really helped feed my delusions, or, like, helped me not take accountability for any of my actions. So it's like, I understand, or I have been in a place where I did a lot of mental gymnastics, and I watched content on social media that, made me feel good about myself, or made me believe that nothing was my responsibility. But, and, like, I don't want to say, like, I understand her mindset, because I was never this fucking nuts.
You can sympathize with her.
I can empathize with her, but that doesn't remove the responsibility that she needs to take for, like, saying all of these things because it's offensive, it's incorrect, and it is harmful.
Yeah, me agree. But anyway, that's our show, you guys. If you made it all the way to the end, what should we do? What should our emoji be this time?
I feel like I always like come up with emojis that don't exist.
Oh. If you made it this far,
use a boot emoji.
Ooh, yeah, boot emoji is good. If you made it this far, leave us a boot emoji. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you liked the video, go ahead and like us. If I'm sure you already watched, but go watch Angelica's video, or if you came here from Angelica's video, thank you so much for coming from Angelica's video to watch me. Me appreciate you. Anyway, thank you again so much for being on my channel. Me love you and me appreciate you.
Me love you and me appreciate you.
I don't want to show my hands today. I have
You don't
obesity.
Just barely, like less than 1 pound away.
I know, I'm excited. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Peace out.
All right. Thank you. That was a long one. I'm so sorry.
No.
Do you remember when we met? Last day I knew you were my pet. I wanna tell you that I love